Dah.
Dah.
Hi, my name is Jannah and I'm your counselor. And you are?
D.
Okay, please take a seat. So, is this your first time in counseling?
Yes, my first time.
Okay, for this counseling, you can talk to me anything that you feel like it, and I will take some notes if you don't mind, and these notes will be kept in the silver box that you see up there. So no one has the access to it, except me, myself, and my supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what is it that you want to talk about?
Oh, okay. I want to talk about my smoking addiction.
Okay. So what about smoking addiction?
Recently, my uncle passed away from lung cancer, and everyone knows that he's a really heavy smoker. So it sort of triggered me to do something about my own smoking habits, because I want to end up like my uncle.
So you mentioned about your uncle, right? Who died of cancer because of smoking.
Yes.
So is he close to you?
He's quite close because he's a single man, right? So he lives together with my family. So the death of my uncle really hits me. So like I really want to do something about my smoking habits. And I remember like on the deathbed before he passed away, he told me that to do something about my smoking habit.
So you mentioned about your uncle, right? So from what you have said just now, you must have a very close relationship with your uncle. So you mentioned about smoking, right? So at what age have you started smoking?
Probably around primary 6.
Primary 6. So when you were 12 years old?
Yes, 12.
I see. So how did you pick up smoking?
It started out as just curiosity.
Okay.
Yeah, with the rest of the friends I hang out with, But I think I just got hooked to that cigarette. So I've been smoking for at least 11 years.
So from what you have said just now, it all started out from your curiosity on how smoking feels like, and because of that you have started to become addicted to it. Am I right? Yeah. So
And it seems that in my family I have 2 more siblings, right? And my father also, my mom. The only person who doesn't smoke at home is my mother. So yeah, the rest of them smoke. So it's like I follow or get influenced by them too.
I see. So you mentioned about your family members. Just so you have a sibling,
Yes.
younger or older?
Older siblings.
One or two.
One older brother.
Older brother. So you mentioned that he also smokes.
Yes.
So are your family members aware of you smoking?
Yes, they are. But I guess because my brother smokes too, right? So when my parents find out that I was smoking, it was I don't know, it was fine with me.
So what you're trying to say is that your family members all are aware of you smoking, and they did not try to stop you or anything.
Yes.
So you mentioned about your brother smoking also, right?
Yeah.
So is he, do you always smoke with him? Is he like sort of your smoking buddy or anything?
Only in secondary school, because I remember primary school I used to steal his cigarettes and take it with my friends, Yeah.
Okay, so how many cigarettes do you take per day?
So I'm supposed to sound like a psychotic TV smoker.
10.
10.
Oh, 10 per day.
Yes.
That's about half a pack per day.
Yes.
So how do you break through your smoking session?
Almost like every 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every 2 hours. So besides your brother, do you have peers who are also smoking?
My part-time co-workers at work. Yeah, that's what we do during break time.
So you mentioned about your co-workers, right?
Yes.
Are you close with them?
Quite close. We share our problems together.
So from what you've told me about being close with your co-workers, meaning you also have company for you to smoke with. Am I right?
Yeah. So basically, my social circle, most of them smoke. The friends.
I see. So we go back to the topic about your uncle. So just now you mentioned that because of the death of your uncle,
Yes.
it gave you like a sense of a wake-up call to stop smoking, right? So what makes you suddenly feel like quitting? What makes you have the strong urge to, you know, that you want and you have to quit smoking?
Okay, so as I was saying, it's not just because of my uncle's death. I'm currently still schooling, right? And I'm having that part-time job, but I noticed that at the end of the month, like most of that part-time pay goes to my cigarette spending. So I feel that is something a bit silly, you know, because I work quite hard during the job, and then all my money goes to the cigarette, which is I'm left with only a few $100 to spend on the necessary stuff.
I see. So you mentioned about money issues that you spend on cigarette. So given by your current pay, what do you think is the percentage? How much is the percentage that you have spent to your cigarette? Approximately
60%?
60%. Wow, that's that is quite a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
So from what you have said just now, you want to cut down on the money that you have spent to a cigarette. Am I right? So what have you gotten in your mind to limit yourself to smoke? To limit yourself to smoking. Make sense?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I shall cut down from.
So okay. Now I'm gonna touch down on your personal goals for you to stop smoking. So what have you gotten in mind for you to attain and to achieve this goal of limiting yourself to limiting yourself to smoking?
So I told you that I smoke like 10 sticks a day, right? So I would like to cut it down to like half that amount.
Half that amount, meaning 5?
Yes, 5.
5 sticks. 5
Yeah.
packs. Okay, so 5 sticks per day.
5 boxes.
So you're trying to limit yourself by smoking half, which is
Yes.
5 sticks per day.
Yes.
So how long do you think that you can attain this goal?
2 weeks.
You're gonna refrain yourself from smoking 10 to smoke 5 sticks per day for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Right. So because of okay, just now you mentioned about your co-workers, right? So you mentioned that you also have your smoking buddies for you to smoke with. So what are you gonna do if your co-workers ask you for a smoke?
I think that will be an issue for me because it's I have not voiced out my intention to quit smoking to them. So I think if they ask me to join them, it might be one of the factors that hinder my goal to cut down to 5 sticks in 2 weeks.
So what do you think you can do to prevent yourself from going back to your regular number of cigarettes?
I think I should tell them my intention to quit smoking and try and get the support first. I know they are smokers, but as I told you before, right, I'm quite close with them and like they're quite supportive in a sense. Like sometimes my friend have problems with school and everything, they will advise and they're like quite supportive. So I think they might be quite supportive in my goals to smoke. Although they might. Yeah.
So for what you have said just now, you're saying that your co-workers are such supportive people because they respect your decisions, right? Okay, so so just now you mentioned that you want to quit smoking, right? So from the 2 weeks, you said that you're gonna smoke 5 sticks per day. So how do you think you can cut down, how do you think that you can totally quit smoking?
Okay, so firstly it's cutting down on the amount of cigarette. And then I think I'll put away the pay I receive from my job, right? I'll pass like that 60% to my mom instead. So I'm left with 40% of my pay, so that money is definitely going to be used for something else instead of that cigarette. And I'll probably start throwing stuff that is related to cigarette at home, like the lighters and everything.
Okay, so besides your friend, which are supportive people, you also mentioned about your brother who is also a smoker. So let me ask about your brother. Is he quite
Heavy.
Is he quite a heavy smoker?
Yeah, he is.
So you mentioned about your brother that he's a heavy smoker, right? So what does he always do? So you mentioned that your brother is a heavy smoker. Has he ever really encouraged you to smoke?
Yes. Actually, like at least a year ago, I tried quitting, but it didn't work. Maybe because of him. Plus, he's always flashing that cigarette in front of me, so I can't resist it. I want to say yes. And the other thing, he always like to mock me for it, He says like, why am I so worried suddenly, since I'm still young. So, yeah.
So you must have felt anger and frustration because your brother is the one that hinders you to achieve your goal of quitting smoking, right?
Yes.
So now you mentioned that you want to quit smoking, and your co-workers are not the problem because you mentioned that they are very supportive, right? So now let's go to your brother. So he is the one that hinders you for you to attain your goals. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna role play. We're gonna do a role play, and we see how you are able to really ignore your brother's encouragement of asking you to smoke. Okay. So I will be your brother. So you will be so you'll be yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Nur. Sorry, Daya, later I print for you, I do for you. Okay.
Belikan rokok.
Okay. Okay, so I'm
Saya.
So hey, have a cigarette.
No.
Why no?
I'm quitting smoking.
How come?
Because of what uncle told me.
What did uncle told you?
He told me to quit smoking so I won't end up like him, Do you want to end up like him? I don't want to end up like him, okay?
Uncle? Which uncle?
What? Uncle Joe.
The one that passed away because of smoking?
Yeah.
No, that one fake lah. He didn't pass away because of smoking. He got other cancer that's not related to smoking, so you can smoke.
No, he told me that it was because of smoking, that he's been smoking for a long period of time and that's why he got cancer.
Really? I have been smoking for more than a decade, but there's still nothing wrong with me. Decade berapa tahun sih?
10.
Really?
Century, for more than century.
There's really nothing wrong with me. So why should you quit smoking? Enjoy life. You live only once.
YOLO.
YOLO.
Can I punch you?
Come on, why? Tell me the reason why you want to smoke.
Anyway, I want to save more money since I want to buy other stuff, and all my money goes to this cigarette, so that's why I don't want to stuff also.
You can always ask money from me, what?
Yeah, but you're quite stingy.
No, if you ask money, I can give it to you. Why would you want to quit smoking? Smoking is fun. If you're not smoking, then who am I gonna smoke with in this house?
You got that?
Dad is always smoking, so he cannot smoke with me. You are always my smoking buddy.
Maybe you should join me and quit smoking too, so we can support each other throughout this progress.
So what are you gonna do to quit smoking?
Throw away all the cigarettes. Not just mine, yours also. Come on, man, we need to do this together.
Okay, so that's how we're gonna say to your brother, is it? So, yeah, that's a very smart goal. talking. It's a very relevant approach that you're gonna say to your brother. Yeah. So I would like to, after all this conversation, I would like to highlight some of your strengths. So your strength will be that you are able to put a stop in smoking because you know about the negative things that it brings to your health, and also you are aware of the outcome of smoking because you mentioned that you do not want to be like your uncle, am I right? So also you are able to approach, the ways to approach your brother if he were to actually force you and encourage you to smoke. And also you also do not give up, because you mentioned that you tried to quit smoking once but it failed, but in this in this session you highlighted that you really want to put a stop in smoking. So there is a big, is kudos a word? So that's a big kudos to you. So willing. Okay, yeah. So summarize it. 2 more minutes.
18.
So let me summarize everything for you. So you want to quit smoking because the major reason for you to quit smoking is because of your death of your uncle, and you also mentioned that you want to save money to quit smoking, and you also mentioned about the ways for you to approach your brother if he were to ask you to smoke back, and you also shared about some of the ways that you will ask your brother to do for him to quit smoking. Yeah. So our follow-up session, for the next session, I will ask you about your progress in keeping up with your goals to stop smoking. So if there are any other inquiries for you that you are not sure of, and that you are also having difficulty with, you can always ring the counseling you can always call the counseling counseling center for any inquiries. Thank you.
So I'll see you next week. Next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.